Right, so another week has rolled by and I'm now 14 weeks along. So baby starts to hear stuff this week, which is exciting. Yeah, not really an eventful week at all. Morning sickness is still hanging around, so I'm having like maybe one rough day a week at the moment. For inexplicable reasons. What else? Well, my stamina isn't as good lately. Not at all. And I think I am more tired, which I know is silly because a lot of women say that they actually feel better during the second trimester than they do the first. But I've been getting fatigue headaches over the past couple of weeks, and it's just like a throb that appears about this side of my face here. It just throbs and throbs and throbs, and it's really painful, and I can't get rid of it unless I sleep. And that'll be due to not resting enough the night before, normally. Having a broken night or something. I mean, I used to get them anyway before I was pregnant, but yeah. I had a cold in the past week, and actually when I filmed the last update I was sort of sniffly there, but you couldn't tell. But then I woke up the next day and this side of my face was really painful because my sinuses were all kind of like blocked up and gross. So I laid in bed the whole day pretty much, didn't do much, and thankfully it rained, so it wasn't like I was missing out on being outside. And I watched a documentary called Cherry Has a Baby, and I think you can still get it on BBC iPlayer, and it was on BBC Three, and it was about Cherry Healey, who I think is like a TV personality or something, I don't know. And she's having a baby, and she feels at the age of 28 that she's too young to have a baby. This baby's unexpected, and basically this documentary followed her through the last 6 weeks of her pregnancy, and she was coming up to her due date, and one of her biggest phobias was actually going into labour and delivering a baby. And she spent those 6 weeks travelling around the country and meeting other women who were pregnant, of all different ages, all different walks of life, different life plans, or not at all, as the case may be. That was very enlightening, and it really made me feel good by the end. So if you can catch it, I do suggest you watch it, but it's only going to be on iPlayer for probably about the next day or so. So watch it if you can. I've also been watching One Born Every Minute, which is it's filmed in the hospital that I was born in, and it's a labour ward and a team of midwives, and it's all about like the different women who come through that labour ward and how their labours progress and their deliveries and their circumstances, you know, first baby, fifth baby, IVF, or 15-year-old girl, you know. And that's been really, really good. One thing in common I've noticed is that labour seems intensely painful. And the other thing that I've noticed in common, though, is that actually when the baby's there, the women couldn't give a monkey's about what they've just done. All the pain seems to go away. And they are so happy that their baby is there, finally, after 9 months of it's an emotional thing. I'm probably going to be a wreck when my time comes. I'm going to bawl like the baby will be. So, and it's also interesting to see what their partners do. Most of them are male. There was one where it was a lesbian couple, and actually they'd used the same sperm donor, and the one who was having the baby was having their second child, and the other one had carried the first one, which I thought was kind of sweet. So they were kind of taking turns. But actually it's really interesting to see what the men do, and they either sink or swim. They're either brilliant and they're super supportive and do all the right things, or they sit in a corner looking slightly alarmed and worried and unable to comprehend the amount of pain that their partner is going through. So that's kind of interesting as well. And I watched a documentary called 8 Girls and Wanting a Boy. No, sorry, 8 Boys and Wanting a Girl, which actually inspired the latest piece of writing on my blog, which you can go and look at if you want. It's not very long, and it's just about you know, would you be disappointed if you had one baby? If you had a boy or a girl, say you wanted a girl and you had a boy, would you be disappointed? So I wrote a piece about that. It got me thinking about that. We've started to think about how we might convert the room that we've got into a nursery. And I want to paint it either kind of pale green or a slightly more fresher spring green. More fresher. Grammar fail. Excuse me, pussycats. We have 3 cats. That's the other thing I want to mention. We have 3 cats, and the eldest of which is male, and he's in human years probably about 70. And he's a lovely, lovely boy, and we've had him for a long time. And he doesn't generally like to cuddle with me because my lap's too small, and he likes to spread out a bit because he's quite a large cat. But lately, he's been coming to me for cuddles nearly every evening, which is so cute. And he'll sit with me, and he'll sit kind of along one side of my lap with his head closest to my body up here. And then like he'll have his paw like around my belly, which is really cute, and he'll just purr away. It's really sweet. The other 2 currently are up here with me, and they're bouncing around and being silly and hissing and stuff. Yes. So as I was saying, I'm looking at either green for the nursery or gonna do like neutrals, kind of like creamy browns and stuff. I don't really want to do pink for a girl and blue for a boy. Not really. Not into that. So, yeah. I think that's really all I had to say. Oh, and we discovered that we still have Winnie the Pooh wall hangings, which will probably go up. They're really cute. And I have a major hunch that I'm having a girl, and I really, really want to buy... I will explain why in a later video, but if it's a girl, I am definitely buying her ballerina socks. And I'll tell you why in a different video, but right now I gotta go. So I'll see you guys next week, 15 weeks, getting up to the 4-month mark. Ooh, be interesting. See you guys next week.